Hey guys, welcome back. It is Drew here from MechaWorks. Today I'm bringing you 5 things that are very essential, well, essential in my mind, that you need to have in your E30 when you are daily driving it or just on the road in general. So let's roll the intro. Let's try to keep this short. 5 things you need to keep in your car. Let's go.
Now turn up.
Alright guys, number 5 on the list. We all know that E30s have their problems, their gremlins, their little quirks and hiccups and all that. So for number 5, for me, is going to be tools. I keep my tools in a tool bag here. We all know that E30s are very susceptible to not coming with tools. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of my tools out of I think like 10 that come in there, so 40% is not a good number. But I keep my tools in a nice tool bag right here, nice and organized. I keep the basics. Basics for tools, and this is general: zip ties and duct tape, spare wire just in case, you never know. Keep a pair of gloves in here because you never know how dirty shit's going to be or where you're going to be going and you don't want to get all nasty. I have a flashlight. I have a bunch of screwdrivers in here of various sizes, electrical tape, duct tape, all that good stuff. And that's just in case things, that I could fix on the side of the road that's really easy. I've actually replaced a fuel pump about 200 miles away in this car with just my tools in this bag. I also keep a tire pressure gauge in here just to check the tire pressures regularly. We have a multi-tool. Various sized wrenches and whatnot. We have a 17, and I actually found this in this car when I first got it a couple years ago. This is an 8 and 10 millimeter wrench, and it says made in Japan instead of made in Germany. So you can tell the difference in steel because the one that's in here that says made in Germany is much heavier than this. But yeah, I also have a very simple socket set back here, and that is just to fix things on the side of the road. Typically, all this car needs is 8, 10, and 13 millimeters, sometimes 17s, and that's really about it. So let's move on to number 4. Alright guys, so number 4, and these aren't in any particular order except for number 1, so there's really no rank of importance. But for number 4 on the list is going to be fuses. It really sucks to be stuck on the side of the road just because a fuse went out and you don't have another fuse of that size, or you can't trade one from another spot. So like at night when you need a fuel pump, and this is just an example, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but if you need your fuel pump fuse and you have to steal the same fuse for your headlight, kind of sucks. So just don't be stuck on the side of the road because you don't have a little box of fuses. I also keep relays. I used to have more of them, but I've actually saved quite a few friends on the side of the road from their relays going or sticking or burning up. And knock on wood, I have not had any problems with mine. This is my S54 car, so I don't really have a use for these kinds of relays anymore. Also, hard to see, but I'm kind of running low on them. These little butt connectors, like I mentioned earlier that I carry spare wire. I also carry butt connectors and then crimping tools and stuff like that, just in case either I have to jump around something or directly wire it to the battery or something like that, or I have to help a friend get home that's stuck on the side of the road because I don't have simple tools like this. So that's number 4, relays and fuses. Guys, they're small and they're light to keep up with, so you're not going to weigh your car down with them. They're really simple, they're really cheap. Keep them in your car. Let's move on to number 3. Alright guys, number 3 on the list. Unfortunately mine broke about 2 weeks ago. A tow strap. Believe it or not, there are some things that do happen to these cars that you just can't fix on the side of the road, and a tow strap has come in handy with this car in particular more than one time when I was getting everything sorted out with the M20 stroker build and with the S54 when I first got it in here. Yeah, a tow strap is a lot more helpful than you think. It's also helpful when you have to tow other people. I know an E30 towing another car doesn't really sound feasible, but these cars work quite well. My buddy who also has an E30, it looks just like this one with 16-inch wheels and everything. I actually towed him a couple weeks ago with a tow strap all the way across town to the house because he kind of bashed his oil pan off of the street. Thank you, Drew Mecca, for towing me home. Beamer probs, man. But look, video show! Woo!
I'm about 45% sure that's a fucking cop in front of us.
Oh. Hello, officer. So, tow straps are a very, very good thing to have in these cars. Here's a picture of an example. I had a nylon one that was rated for like 10,000 pounds. I broke mine by lending it to a friend trying to get an F-250 out of the ditch. So, they weigh a lot. So yeah, let's move on to number 2. Alright guys, back at the trunk for number 2. So, we all know that E30s are very susceptible to battery drain, therefore, jumper cables. Jumper cables are very important for any car, really, but we all know that E30s have their issues. I've got my fair use out of these, that's for sure. Best investment for getting this car back up and running, for sure. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but back here, this green light is actually a battery tender for this car. This car doesn't really get driven all that much anymore, which it will be soon now that it's going to be cooling down because it is 92 degrees outside and it's very hot and very sticky. So this car sits in the garage and there's an amp draw somewhere in here that after about a week of not driving it, it's completely dead. So I just plug it into the wall. The other thing that you can buy yourself is what's called a portable jump pack. They can look like this. I had one of these and it worked great and then kind of went out on me. But this one's great for portability because it's very small. That's all it is. This is from Beat It, or whatever, which is just a strange name for a company. Also comes with a really quirky compass, a flashlight, USB chargers. To be honest, guys, get yourself a better one than these. These can range on Amazon anywhere between like 40 bucks and $400. They come with the little jump teeth and everything for the terminals. So, to be honest, I'd get a better one. This one lasted me about, I don't know, 2 months and now won't hold a charge. So get something better than something called Beat It. So, but seriously, keep one of these in your trunk because you never know when nobody's going to be in the parking lot to help you jump your car. It's that simple. So yeah, that's definitely. So let's move on to number 1. Alright guys, right quick before we get to number 1, I want to mention the honorable mentions. Number 1, we have an umbrella. Very simple, very commonly overlooked, but man, it really sucks when it just rains out of nowhere and you have nothing to protect you from getting wet. It just sucks. I hate walking into a meeting completely soaked. So I do keep an umbrella in the door pocket with me because why not? And yes, I can carry an M umbrella because I got an M engine in here and everything else under this car is M. So, Number 2 for honorable mention, oil. Make sure you keep a spare quart of oil with you. You never know when you're going to need it. Obviously, I run 1060, the S54. And at number 3 for the honorable mentions, snacks. Snacks. Seriously, when you're stuck on the side of the road or stuck in traffic, snacks are awesome. Are they not? I'm hungry now just thinking about it. Number 4 is definitely going to be sunglasses. Keep some sunglasses. I'd prefer, you know, not high dollar sunglasses. I definitely don't keep my Ray-Bans or Oakleys or Maui's. In the E30, I keep some simple ones in the door pocket. In case I forget mine, they're right there ready to go. So, let's talk about number 1, finally. Alright guys, thank you for sticking around this long. Number 1 on the list, fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers are by far the most important thing you can have in your E30. This one specifically is for liquids and electrical. There are many different fire extinguisher types out there. Do your research on which ones that you want to carry, but this one is a general purpose. These cars are very susceptible to catching on fire. We all know the video where this guy's walking around his E30 just checking out his new swap or whatever, and just boom, it just blows up. These things leak gas that can catch on fire. They have electric shorts that can start fires. The primary cause of fires for these cars is going to be leaking fuel and leaking oil onto the exhaust manifolds or the exhaust in general. It gets hot enough to ignite. This has actually happened to me in this car before when I did my M20 stroker. I was about a quarter mile away from the house, and one of my oil lines leaked all over my exhaust headers, and the car caught fire, and lucky enough I had a fire extinguisher. Mine is mounted to my passenger door, as you can see here, along with my snacks and my spare oil. So make sure you have one of these in your car with you, mounted somewhere, under the seat, behind you, somewhere where it's an arm's reach and it's very quickly accessible. Also, it is important to make sure that your fire extinguisher stays in date. There are some fire extinguishers that only have about a year or a 2-year shelf life, so make sure that your dates are good. This one is good. See, today is September 9th, 2020. This is good until December of 21. So, still good on this one. Make sure you keep a fire extinguisher in your E30. It is critical. I hate seeing these things burn to the ground because people just neglect to keep something so small and easy. It doesn't weigh anything, and it's out of the way on the passenger door pocket. So, yeah, fire extinguisher, guys. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking around this long. I just want to say, if you guys have anything in your car that has helped you get through a situation, or anything that you can't live without in your car, put it down in the comments. I want to know about it. Maybe I can make a video about that too. So thank you for sticking around this long, because it is hot as hell outside. So remember to do awesome, be awesome, and stay awesome. You guys are great. I'll see you next time.
Bye, Felicia.